So welcome to today, everyone. Welcome to today's day of meditation, today is the 7th of June, I think, 2025. And paying respects to the Windjabal Waibal people of the Bundjalung Nation on the land that I'm talking to you from, which is northern New South Wales and Lismore. So today, I mean, it's the same theme as every day, really. It's about cultivating the wholesome and releasing the unwholesome. And later on today, I'll give a Dharma talk on focusing on the mental distortions, which are the unwholesome. But I can't help but in focusing on the unwholesome, we will hopefully cultivate by being aware of the unwholesome with mindfulness. Hopefully, we will cultivate the wholesome. So it's a bit of both of that. So the meditations we'll do this morning, I think I'll invite you to a compassion meditation to begin with, because as I was sitting here this morning and feeling lousy with my painful belly and running off to the toilet with diarrhea, um, I managed to rouse some compassion for myself. So I thought, that was apt. That was the best thing to do. So I did some compassion, then I just uh, became present in my meditation practice, and being mindful of my breathing and so on. So the Brahmaviharu we'll do today is a compassion meditation. I'll invite you to do that as a separate meditation if you wish, or we can just let it segue into the next meditation. And then the next meditation I'll invite you to practice will be more aligned with mindfulness and awareness. And it's one of those open awareness practices where I'll invite you to be aware of, whatever's happening in this moment, in your body, in your senses, in the sight, sound, smell, touch, tastes, and mind, basically. And you may recognize some hints of the Bahya Sutta there when I talk about this, because that's basically it, like bare awareness. Bahya Sutta is that sutra about where Bahya got the essence of the teachings from the Buddha, and the Buddha invited Bahya. Well, he gave him the teachings on just being present, or prior to conceptualizing about experience, like just being at the raw edge of experience, prior to putting signs on it, prior to constructing a world around it. So this is a profound meditation, and I like to think about it as I call it a bare awareness practice, or yeah, and it's aligned with a couple of other traditional practices. But basically, that'll be the second meditation. That'll be the second invitation. And like I mentioned earlier, if you want, you can just sit, go through these two meditations in sequence. You can just stay seated uh, and have a sense of continuity between the compassion meditation and the, what we call bare awareness meditation, or the open awareness meditation. Or if you want, I'll give you space to move and shift and um, stretch if you need between those two. And of course, I know you're giving me permission to get up and go to the toilet if I need. So, please extend that same permission to yourself to do as you need throughout this day today. If you need to get up and go to the loo or do whatever you need to do, please do so. And so they're the first things this morning. Right now is the orientation and basic instructions. Um, and then we'll do some meditations, some with some guidance. Then, if we have time, we'll have some silent meditation. Then we'll have a break at about 20 to 11 um, Australian Eastern Standard Time, which is probably the same time for most of you, except for one. One of you will be, what, 20 to 9 or something like that, I guess, in Western Australia. So then we'll have a break from a cup of tea or whatever, and give a Dharma talk at 11, 11 Australian Eastern Standard Time. And it'll be about the Kalesa, or the mental distortions, or otherwise known as mental defilements or corruptions, things that block us from and keep us bound in samsara. And we might have a meditation after that. Often after our Dharma talks, there's some discussion, questions and answers, and you know, discussion in general. We'll see how that goes. Then we have a break at 12:30 till 1:30 for lunch. And then we're back at 1:30 for 2 sits or 2 walks or 1 sit and 1 walk or one, yeah. So, so that's just silent meditation. I'll ring the bell at half-hour breaks in that afternoon, in that period between 2:30 and 3:30. And if you want to just stay seated or continue walking, whatever you feel is right for you. Generally, for those of you who haven't been here before, we keep our camera on during the meditations. I can understand if you can't keep yours on, Leanne, that's fine. You don't have to turn it on. But we generally keep it on and we turn it off when we're doing walking meditations. So that's it. And I appreciate it if you can have it on during the Dharma talk so I can see who I'm talking to. But again, I understand. I noticed you're in a vehicle, Leon, so probably your data's not so good. So I understand if you need to keep your camera off. Okay. Excuse me. Any questions about what we're doing today? All right. Okay, so I'm going to turn the recording off and then we'll move into the first meditation.